Welcome back, everybody. The MLB set to break barriers this weekend. Jen Paywall will make history as the first woman to umpire in a regular season game. She'll make calls during the Miami Marlins and Atlanta Braves series and will be behind the plate on Sunday. Paywall has steadily climbed the umpiring ranks since beginning her career in 2016. She also became the first woman to umpire the AAA level championship game just a couple years ago. And T-minus 2 weeks, if you can believe it, until the gates to the Great Minnesota Get-Together will open. And we've just learned it's officially the best state fair in the country. I think we all knew that, though. That's according to a USA Today poll. And an expert panel nominated the best state fairs. That's how this all happened. And then readers voted for the top 10. And this is actually the second time that we've won this honor. We came in first back in 2015 as well. This year, the Iowa State Fair ranked second, followed by Wisconsin and Texas. Right now, there is a one-of-a-kind park being built just about an hour from the Twin Cities in Prescott, Wisconsin. It's called Fairy Wonderland Park, and it's meant to honor the memories of two little girls and many others along the way. Heidi Wigdahl has more on what is a very emotional effort and how it reminds us of beauty that can be born from even the worst of circumstances.
Stepping into a fairy garden is walking into a wonder of magic. A place where fairies float between worlds.
There's a door over there and a beehive.
For Briar, it's one connection.
It was my idea to put the mini gnomes in.
To a sister she's never met.
Ellery was just a curly-haired. Sorry. This is gonna be hard. I buried her 10 years ago today.
Allison Eniga says her daughter Ellery,
She just looked like a little dolly.
was a young girl with an old soul.
She was just a beautiful little girl.
On July 26, 2015,
I don't know what else to say about her.
Ellery drowned in a pool.
She was 2 years, 3 months, and 26 days old. And yeah, life changed. And I didn't know what to do at that point. It's like, how do you survive?
That same question was being asked just down the street by her Prescott, Wisconsin neighbor.
I have 9 butterflies everywhere because she was 9.
Audrey was 4 when her big sister Ava
It just tells all about her.
passed away.
She would beg for a sister. And we had just found out we were going to have her when she was diagnosed.
Diagnosed
Yeah,
with leukemia.
yeah.
Bethany Christensen says doctors gave Ava's diagnosis a 90% cure rate.
She got it when she was 4, and it came back when she was 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then she passed away when she was 9. And I always think about how strong Ava was and how positive she always was no matter what, and it helps me.
Just a couple weeks before Ava died,
A lot of these things were original.
she built a fairy garden.
Yeah, I think she just loved the idea of things being magical.
Ava's magic became something they wanted to share.
As a mom, having people forget your child feels like the worst thing ever. It's already so hard to lose them, but then to have people forget her is just devastating.
Bethany approached me and said we should maybe do a fairy garden to honor our kids. And I said, well, maybe we should do a fairy park.
A miniature world, now made real.
All those little kids in there, they're like the size of a fairy would be, and this is the life-size Fairy Wonderland Park.
In 2018, Allison and Bethany started fundraising,
You can have dinner at the Watermelon House.
spreading the message of Fairy Wonderland Park.
I love the whole park. I love everything about it, but I do really like the little details.
Details for their daughters. Monarchs depicted for Ava, while for Ellery, yellow swallowtails.
That's like the sign I get from Ellery after she passed away.
She would always give me ladybugs, and I would call them yetybugs.
For Ellery, Weeby's place.
She couldn't say TV, and she was always like, Weeby on, Weeby on. So we call her Weeby.
A nickname, and the last time Ava wrote her name.
And so it'll forever be here, which is really meaningful for me.
It's part of a larger vision for the park as they push to raise enough money to fund the final phase.
Inclusive zip line, so wheelchair accessible. There'll be a in-ground merry-go-round.
The hope is to have it built by next summer.
Ava would be graduating, and I just really would love to have something to look forward to.
When I see the little ones, I picture my own little daughter You know, I picture Ellery running across. This isn't just a park. It tells a story, and it happens to be the story of our kids. If somebody can see her name and just put a thought into her, that's all I ask.
Out of pain and loss,
I can attest that there is joy after loss.
this park is full of magic,
Yeah, I feel like a fairy.
a place where fairies can fly.
Was Heidi Wigdahl reporting. And to finish the final portion of that park, they still need to raise $79,000. Phase 3 includes a merry-go-round, there'll be a double zipline, tree swing, wishing well, musical instruments, and there's also a rubber surface, and that just helps make it accessible for everybody. And it's all being designed by the wonderful Create Play Group in St. Louis Park. They do wonderful work. We have more information at KARE11.com if you're interested in helping. Stay with us. More news and weather is coming right up.